Welcome parents, carers and other interests to today's Parents' Night about the importance of the play-based pedagogical approach. Who's standing here in front of the room talking to you? Let me introduce myself. My name is Desiree. I've been working at early childhood education and care setting for the Australian government for 10 years now, talking at Parents' Nights and introducing into the play-based pedagogical approach. And tonight, I have the possibility to introduce you to the importance of a play-based pedagogical approach in an early childhood education setting. Before we get started, I would like to acknowledge the country we have been coming together tonight. You are welcome to close your eyes and listen to my words. We who have come together tonight, parents, children, teachers, legal guardians, value the country and its history. We express our respect for all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, whose descendants may also be with us today. This land that I and we are speaking on tonight was and is Aboriginal land. Me as a speaker of tonight pay my respect to this land, giving me the opportunity to underline the importance of a play-based pedagogical approach. We, educators, parents, guardians, always talk about our children having an appointment to play today. Our children only played all day in all daycare. Our children come back from home daycare and ask to play with our friends again. We wonder, do they get prepared for their lives, for school, for work, if the only thing they do is play? But have we ever thought about what is play? First, Article 31 of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Children, short UNCRC, states, children have the right to rest and leisure, to engage in play and recreational activities appropriate to the age of the child and to participate freely in cultural life and the arts. That is what I want you to keep in mind. Play is a children's right. Second, the Early Years Learning Framework for Australia, a national approved blueprint for teaching and learning in early childhood, states, play is a context for learning. Keep this in mind as well. Playing is a resource for learning. The authors of Learning Through Play, a book about the theories of play and about the practicalities and challenges of implementing these play-based approaches in early childhood education settings, states, play is a natural vehicle by which young children learn. Play is a term for a variety of activities and experiences that can be observed in humans of all age. Summing up all I have said now, playing as a right for children, play as a resource for learning, and play as being part of humans' life in every age group is what we have to keep in mind when thinking about play, and play as part of education. Our children's life is diverse. Children bring diversity in their experiences, languages, perspectives, expectations, culture, doing and learning. So children's learning is dynamic and complex. So the Early Years Learning Framework for Australia on page 8. Children, bring their invisible backpack. These are factors that learners bring that are not visible, like language and ways. Published in 1989 by McIntosh. All of this is met in play-based learning. Play-based learning, learning through play. Play has a positive effect on children's overall development and learning. So the authors of Learning Through Play in Chapter 1. It allows children to express their personality. It enhances thinking skills. It enables children to make connections between experiences. It develops knowledge. These examples are given by the Early Years Learning Framework for Australia on page 8. Play provides both the context and the learning. Therefore, the early years learning framework states that play provides both a context, a space where children play, and a way of learning and teaching where children can ask questions, solve problems, and engage in critical thinking. This is stated by the Early Years Learning Framework on page 21. Play-based learning is early learning in a child's life. And early learning influences the child's continuing educational journey, as the Early Years Learning Framework states on page 9. Talking about play, what do you think? Has play always been viewed the same? Of course not. There has been a development of the view of play from the 18th century till nowadays. One of the early theories on play is from Rousseau, published in the 18th century. Jean-Jacques Rousseau represented the opinion children get educated through play. He viewed learning as a natural consequence of play and exploration, as the authors Robinson, Treasure, O'Connor, Nayland, Harrison, and Vine have written down. So, these authors have drawn the conclusion children should be given the freedom to play with little or no adult interference. Another foundational theory published in the 18th century is the practice or pre-exercise theory by Karl Gross. Karl Gross was a sociologist studying the play behavior of humans. He pointed out that play is a practice for development of base skills for survival later in life. What is play being viewed nowadays in theories of play? That is something that influences us as educators of children. A contemporary theory of play I personally can relate to is the social-cultural theory of play by Lev Vygotsky, described in Learning Through Play. Vygotsky, so the authors of Learning Through Play, viewed children's learning and development as the following. Children construct knowledge actively. Children acquire their values, beliefs, problem-solving strategies, and social interactions. Development occurs during play. Therefore, he views play as a supportive guidance from adults in a children's learning is essential for their learning. Play allows children to practice skills and concepts they have previously learned. Play provides new learning opportunities. What does that mean for us as parents, carers, and educators? I need to take an active role in stimulating learning in the context of play, as published in Learning Through Play in Chapter 2. Now, think about your children, or the children you work with. 2 questions. First, why shall we as educators, parents, carers think about the play and learning environment we create for them? Second, what creates a successful play and learning environment for young children? Concerning the learning environment we create for children. The learning and play environment shall be a space that responds to the interests and abilities of children. It shall be a space that invites interaction and conversations between children and educators and families. It shall be engaging and motivating, so the authors of Learning Through Play in Chapter 4. When thinking about play and learning environment as part of it, the area where children play and learn and the humans involved in this area, teachers and educators, are part of the play and learning environment. The area. What is a successful play and learning environment area? It's an area that creates indoor and outdoor environments. It's an area that allows different types of learning. For example, a parallel play, a child playing near other children but not playing or interacting with them. Therefore, we need space. It's an area that respects the early years learning framework principles of indoor learning and play environment. These are the respect of diversity, How does the environment present the view that diversity is welcomed and embraced? It includes high expectations and equality. Does every child have the opportunity to demonstrate their potential in the environment? So Robinson and others in chapter 4 in Learning Through Play. It includes partnerships with families. Does the architecture send a message of welcome to the families? The principles of indoor learning and play environment include security. How does the environment encourage children's independence? And it includes reflective practice. Does the environment reflect the educator's belief about early education, early child learning and development? The play and learning environment is also influenced by the humans that are in it. The humans are the providers of the play and learning environment, influencing the possibilities of play. What influences the possibilities of play? First, the personal views of the play of humans providing the learning environment. What is my belief? What is my understanding of play? How is my view different to the experience of other views? Educators need to examine their beliefs and their understanding of play, of the learning environment. So, Susan Dockett and Marlene Fleer in Play and Pedagogy in Early Childhood. Furthermore, the knowledge of play. The knowledge of play of providers of the play and learning environment influences the possibilities of play as well. Furthermore, the humans have to think about what play material do they provide. The Australian Children Education and Care Quality Authority reflects on that in the Guide to the National Equality Framework published in 2023. They have written down that material should be provided that can be used in multiple ways. That means provide challenges and interests for children in the concept of indoor and outdoor play and learning areas. Material that is chosen should be accessible to children and reflect their age, interest, and capabilities. That's another thing that should be thought about when choosing play material that is provided for young children. Dear parents, educators, carers, and listeners, that's it for today. I hope you're leaving today's parent night with a knowledge of what is play, a knowledge of why play is important for learning, and therefore, why is a play-based pedagogical approach important? A knowledge about the role of play in learning and what that means for us. And, at least, how can we create a successful play and learning environment? Thank you for listening. I wish you a great night.